Hi, in this video, I will be showing you problem number 24 of the practice exam 3 on chapter 6 and 7. Solve the following inequality. X minus 1 over negative x minus 5 is more than or equal to 0. Write this answer using interval notation. So we have to get two numbers by setting the numerator to 0 and the denominator to 0. So setting the numerator to 0 gives x equal to 1. Set the denominator to 0. That would give us negative x equal to 5 or x equal to negative 5. So now you draw the number line with these points on the number line. So x equal to 1 and x equal to negative 5. So negative 5 and 1. So note that I have placed negative 5 as a whole and positive 1 as a solid dot. The reason is you cannot have negative 5 as a solution to this problem. The reason is if you plug in x equal to negative 5 into the denominator, that makes the denominator to 0. So anything divided by 0 is undefined. So you cannot have the denominator becoming 0 by any number. So negative 5 is not part of the solution to this problem. So we are making it as a whole. So we are going to divide the number line into three parts. One is negative infinity to negative 5. That's what's shown in this interval. The negative 5 to 1, that's shown here in this interval. Then 1 through infinity, which is shown in this table as the last row. So now we are going to pick test point in each one of these intervals. And then we are going to plug it into x minus 1 and negative x minus 5. And then take the ratio x minus 1 over negative x minus 5. And we are going to check the sign. If the sign is positive, then that interval is part of the solution set. And if the sign is less than 0, then that interval is not part of the solution set. So pick a number between negative infinity and negative 5. We have chosen negative 6. I'm going to plug in negative 6 into x minus 1. That gives me the sign negative. Negative 6 minus 1 is a negative 7. So we are interested only in the sign. So here I'm going to plug in negative 6 into, so it becomes into x. So it is negative of negative 6, which is positive 6. Positive 6 minus 1, that will be positive. So I'm going to now divide the sign of x minus 1 by the sign of negative x minus 5, which is negative over positive, which is negative. So in this inequality, if this inequality has to be true, then it has to be more than 0. Because it is less than 0, it's not okay. So it is a false statement. So this interval, negative infinity to negative 5, is not part of the solution set. Now we'll pick 0 as the test point in the interval negative 5 to 1. Now we are going to plug in 0 into x minus 1. That gives us a negative sign. Plug in 0 into negative x minus 5. That gives us a negative sign. Then we are going to divide x minus 1 sign with a negative x minus 5 sign, which is negative over negative. That will be positive. So it does satisfy the inequality of the statement. So it is going to be true here. So this interval is part of the solution set. Then choose the number 2 as a test point in the interval 1 through infinity. And then plug in 2 into x minus 1. And it gives the positive sign. Plug in 2 into negative x minus 5. That gives us negative of x. So negative 2 minus 5. That is going to give us a negative sign. So if you divide one by the other, you are going to get positive over negative, that is negative, which is not the given inequality. So it is false. So 1 through infinity is also not part of the solution set. So the only part that is part of the solution set, only interval that is part of the solution set is negative 5 through 1. Now we have to see how we write this interval in the interval notation form. That's what the question is asking us. So it is negative 5 through 1, but note that negative 5 cannot be part of the solution because it makes the denominator 0, but 1 can be part of the solution set. Even while we wrote the graphical form, we did an open hole on negative 5 and solid dot on 1. So to write that in the interval form, the solution set would be negative 5 open parentheses and 1 which is bracket. So negative 5, all numbers from negative 5 to 1 will be the solution to this problem. Hope this video helped.